Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out the long range with three 7.62 by 54R rifles. We have a Norinco Made SVD, we have a Romanian PSL, and we have a Russian VEPR. The ammunition that we're going to use today to find out which one of these guns shoots the tightest groups is Hornady. This is vintage match. It's 170 grain boat tail hollow point ammo, and sadly Hornady is no longer making the ammunition. I've bought up all the stuff I could find. I can't find it online anymore. My supply has just completely diminished. It's almost gone. So much so that we're only going to shoot 3-round groups. Now, before you guys jump on me about that, I know that 5-shot groups are pretty much the norm. If you could shoot a 10-shot group, even better. But because all 3 rifles favor this ammunition, I've shot them all with it, and all 3 of them consistently shoot the best groups with this ammo, I will go ahead and use it for the purposes of this test, but we're really going to only use 1 box of ammo if I can get away with it. I don't want to burn through it. I'm holding on to it. So that's why we're only going to shoot 3-shot groups. But what I will say, without setting any preconceived notions, is that I know how each one of these rifles performs, and so if I see something out of the ordinary, I will point it out. But the 3-shot groups should be representative of what each of these rifles are capable of. The SVD is the most expensive rifle out here this afternoon. Again, this is a Norinco SVD. It's called an NDM86. These rifles have become very scarce and very expensive. The question is, ever since I bought it, a lot of you guys have been saying, well, how does it stack up accuracy-wise to the PSL and to the VEPR? And of course, that's why we're out here this afternoon. It has its original PSL1 scope on it, which is a 4-power scope. Next, we have a Romanian Made PSL. Now, there are a number of different PSLs on the market. This is an all Romanian built gun. Of the collectors of the PSLs out there, I think the consensus is that all Romanian guns typically shoot better than the hodgepodge guns. You'll find some guns that were assembled in the United States, things like that. This is a 100% pure Romanian gun with the exception of the Black Horse Arsenal SVD stock set that I've put on here. Now, the last time I heard about anything about Black Horse Arsenal was negative, that they were taking people's money and not shipping stocks. I haven't checked up on them lately. This has been about a year ago. I'm not recommending you buy these stocks. I don't even know if they're available. I haven't checked before producing this video. So I just wanted to point out, though, that these are not factory stocks. However, everything else, right down to the scope on the rifle, which is a 4-power PSL1, is factory. Then we have a Russian VEPR. These come with a 5-round magazine. The other rifles have 10-round magazines. This is a 5-round polymer magazine. The stocks that you see on this rifle are factory stocks. Again, it's in a factory configuration. I have a Midwest Industry scope mount on here, and I'm using a Hilux 1-to-4 power optic. I will be shooting this at 4 power. All 3 rifles will be shot with a 4-power optic, trying to keep the playing field somewhat level. This gun is currently available. It's probably the least expensive of the 3, the SVD being the most expensive, the PSL being the second most expensive, and then this rifle, of course. Now, some of you have probably heard the rumors that sanctions against Russia have limited the flow of these VEPR rifles. Last time I got any information, I was told that these are once again coming into the country, and that Malat, the company that manufactures these rifles, is not under sanctions. So these should be available, and the prices of these rifles should be fairly consistent and not rising or climbing in value like the PSL is. The PSL, if you can find a real Romanian gun for $1,000, you're doing good. And when you get into SVDs, it's pretty much what anybody will pay for them. You'll pay $3,700 to $4,000 for a Chinese version. If you get a Russian Tiger that's converted to look like an SVD, you're in the $5,000 range. If you find a real Russian SVD, extremely rare, you're looking at paying maybe $10,000 or more. I haven't seen one for sale for quite some time, but they're extremely expensive and hard to find. Let's head out to the range and let's see how these 3 rifles compare to each other in terms of accuracy. So how did the rifles perform? Let's start off with the VEPR first. The VEPR put down a solid 1 inch and 5/8 group. Pretty consistent with what I've seen from the rifle previously. Next, the PSL. 1 5/8 of an inch. Again, pretty consistent with what I've seen from the rifle over the years. And the one that everybody's waiting for, I'm sure, drum roll please, the SVD. 1 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so you guys have seen me shoot my SVD previously on video. You've seen it pull off the occasional 1 MOA group, 1 inch at 100 yards. It doesn't do it all the time. At best, it's a little over an inch gun, kind of like what you see here. 1 3/8 of an inch is fairly representative of what the gun can do, even with 5-shot groups. And again, all 3 guns, the groups that they put down this afternoon, are fairly representative of what I've seen them do in the past. So if you're looking to buy a rifle in 7.62x54R that's the most accurate, take your pick. You can spend upwards of $5,000 for an SVD, either Chinese or a Russian Tiger. You can expect to spend far more than that for a real Russian SVD, which those things are unicorns, hard to come by. And last time I saw one for sale was over $10,000. You can spend $1,000, $1,100 maybe a little bit more for a good Romanian PSL, or you can spend right around $800, $900 for a bare bones VEPR, which that's what I have here, and you're going to get about the same performance. So don't think that if you're going to spend more money, you're necessarily going to get better performance accuracy-wise. If you're going to buy an SVD, you're going to buy it for the reasons I bought it, and that's because it's a collector's piece. It's a cool-looking rifle, it's a historic piece, and to me it's worth the investment, but it's not necessarily vastly superior to the other guns in terms of performance. One thing I did want to point out is of the 3 rifles here, the other 2 use standard SVD style stocks. The VEPR has the most ergonomic stocks. The palm swell on this gun is much nicer, more ergonomic, especially for my large hands. The length of pull, everything about it, this gun just seems more shootable than the other 2. The SVD stocks tend to be short and just a little bit awkward. This stock set does not feel awkward whatsoever. It's very much a pleasure to shoot. If you guys have any questions about anything you've seen in this video, you can ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/military arms. Also, if you'd like to support the Military Arms channel, the best possible way to do that is to shop at coppercustom.com. That's our online store. A lot of great products at very good prices. And if you haven't already checked it out, please check out full30.com. That's full30.com. It's a community of shooters by shooters. Please come by and check it out if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon.